Okay, I'm Tom Haddigan. This is my episode 3 of my YouTube mixed martial arts program. Now, last week we saw UFC 307, and we saw Peña beat Pennington, and we saw Harrison beat Caitlin Vieira. I think Peña can consider herself to be reasonably fortunate to get the result. Many journalists and commentators thought that Pennington had done enough to win, but okay, some opinions. The judges gave it to Peña on a split decision. Harrison was an obvious and immediate victor over Vieira. So obviously at some stage in the proceedings, Peña will have to fight Harrison. The only slight scenario is, what if Nunes forces her way into the equation and is the first matchup for Peña as the champion again? Okay, let's imagine that we're going to look forward for a Kayla Harrison versus Julianna Pena. So what can we say about Harrison? Well, we don't know too much about Harrison as a UFC exponent, but we do know a lot about her skill set as a judo. Obviously, she has 2 Olympic gold medals. She has many world championship victories as a judo exponent. So what about her judo style? Well, she has exceptional grappling. She has enormous skill set in forcing submissions and takedowns. What about her skill set in MMA? Well, she trains with some outstanding MMA practitioners. She has very versatile training systems. She's expanded her skill set to include wrestling, boxing, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She's making her a well-rounded mixed martial artist. She's not the new girl on the block who's a major judo player. She's now a very well-rounded mixed martial artist. One of her great strengths is that once she gets ground control, she has this very forceful elbow ground and pound. She's also mentally tough. She has this ability to take instructions from her coach and just walk through a wall if necessary. Okay, what about career highlights? Well, 2 gold medals in the Olympics, 2012 in London, 2016 in Rio. She won the 2010 World Judo Championships in Tokyo. She won gold at the Pan American Games in 2011, 2015. As a professional fighter, she was the women's lightweight world champion in the PFL League, or the Professional Fighters League. That's both 2019, 2021. She made her debut at UFC 3000, beating Holly Holm. Holly Holm is a very, very seasoned world champion boxer, world champion MMA proponent. So we can say that the MMA record for Harrison is at the moment 18-1. One surprising loss. Now this is a picture of Harrison's first UFC fight. This is Harrison on the right versus Holly Holm on the left. Holly Holm is the world champion boxer many times, and then the world champion UFC fighter. This is Harrison on the right. So Harrison made a spectacular debut at UFC 300 by defeating Holly Holm. The fight took place at the T-Mobile Arena. First round, Harrison dominated with her ground control and powerful strikes. She got a 10-8 judgment from the judges. And then in the second round, she secured a rear naked choke, forcing a submission. So Harrison's performance was praised for her seamless transition from judo to MMA. Now this is Harrison's second fight against Caitlin Vieira, which took place at 307. What happened? First round, Harrison quickly established a dominance with a strong left hand and engaged Vieira in a clinch against the fence. Then she got a takedown, maintained control on the ground. Second round, Harrison continued to press forward, using low kicks and body strikes to keep Vieira on the defensive. Despite a hard elbow from Vieira that left a mark, Harrison's persistence in the clinch and her grappling skills kept her in control. Then she relentlessly pursued the takedowns. This paid off as she continuously floored Vieira with low kicks and clinch work. She maintained top control for much of the round, landing ground and pound at elbows. The judges scored it 30-27, 30-27, 29-28 in favour of Harrison. So this is Harrison's second victory. Now we have the current world champion, Julianna Pena. What about her skill set? Well, she's a very effective striker. She has a very powerful right hand. She's gifted and skilled at takedowns. She has very definitive ground control. She's trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She knows how to submit, and she also has a good submission defense. She's mentally very strong. Pena is known for her resilience and ability to withstand pressure, often coming back stronger in the later rounds, and she has a very strategic mindset. What about her career? Well, she won the Ultimate Fighter. This was the Ultimate Fighter Team Rousey versus Team Tate. That's in 2013. She made an initial strong start with victories over, just in the UFC, with victories over Rakosi and Dudieva. She also scored a unanimous decision over Kat Zingano at UFC 200. Now, the seminal victory in Pena's career is, of course, beating Amanda Nunes. Many people think that there was some issue with Nunes, whether there was an injury issue, whether there was a psychological issue, but she was not the same fighter when Pena beat her. But she did beat her. She wrestled the world crown from her. But Nunes, the old Nunes, came back for the rematch and won by unanimous decision quite easily. So we can say that Pena continues to compete at a high level with recent fights, including a matchup with Rachel Pennington at 307, where she regained her world title. So as of 2024, Pena has a professional record of 12-5, 12 wins, 5 losses. And any matchup with Harrison would be welcomed by the whole MMA community.